Hello, how are you guys? I'm very happy to see you again in today's video. This video is for those who love the character Howard Stark, father of Tony Stark. Son, school can test and prove that you are a genius. But your actions are like a fool, Howard Stark. Biography of Howard Stark. Howard Stark was born and raised in Richford, New York, the son of Howard Stark Sr. He grew up with his brother Edward Stark. He was a genius in the field of heavy industrial machinery engineering. He and his father worked on various large and small projects, and together they founded their own company, Stark Industries. During the war, Howard was proposed to work with the government thanks to his talent. In Manhattan, Howard shook hands to create the Arsenal robots in a secret basement in his mansion. These robots were created with only one purpose, to reactivate if the US was attacked by Cold Wars. But two of the robots accidentally woke up and were stopped by the Avengers. After learning about it, Red Skull ordered the kidnapping of Howard and his wife, torturing them to seize information about the Manhattan Project. Fortunately, in the end, they were rescued by Captain America and the Howling Commandos commando team. Brotherhood of the Shield. After World War II ended, Howard was approached by a secret group called the Brotherhood of the Shield, and he became a member of the group with the sacred mission of protecting the life of the Earth and the future. In 1953, right after the death of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin, SHIELD emerged as a secret organization to protect the world with the presence of Nathaniel Richards. Howard and Nathaniel met Leonid, a young agent of SHIELD, realizing his innate talent and great superpowers. Both suggested to leader Leonardo da Vinci to call Leonid to join the Brotherhood of the Shield in the secret city of Immortal located right below Great Rome. After being admitted, the council realized that Leonid's mission was huge, carrying on his shoulders the responsibility as well as the title the Last Man of Destiny. Later on, Leonardo and Isaac Newton had a dispute over the leadership of the Brotherhood of the Shield, which led to the collapse of the council when it split into two factions, with Howard, Nathaniel, and Night Machine intervening. In this underground war, Leonid chose Leonardo's side. After ending the civil war in Immortal City, Leonid took over leadership of the council with Isaac Newton's approval, while Leonardo used a time machine to go to the future. Original Sin. After the explosion of Uatu the Watcher's eyeball, the truth about Howard was revealed that he once worked with Woody McCord on a mission to protect the Earth. In 1952 in Siberia, Russia, an alien ship landed here, causing Howard and McCord to investigate this strange incident. Believing it to be a threat, McCord tried to destroy the ship, which caused the alien Eben Seeker to discover the location of his ship. When Eben Seeker opened the teleportation gate to Earth, a malfunction occurred and Eben Seeker was stuck in the teleportation gate for a long time afterwards. During this time, Hydra also discovered the ship and intended to seize it, but the event failed with the help of Agent Peggy Carter. After defeating Hydra, Peggy, Howard, and McCord returned to the United States. Woody McCord later died in the Tribellions event. Howard collaborated with a new partner, a CIA agent named Nick Fury. Later on, the two successfully prevented the rise of deviants mutates. In 1959 Nick Fury and Blonde Phantom went to Wakanda to stop General Skull's plot. Hellfire Club. There was a time when Howard was a member of the Hellfire Club along with other wealthy members such as Warren Worthington II, John Braddock and Sebastian Shaw. Maria Conference. Howard bought a luxurious hotel and casino, where he met a seductive but strange woman who deliberately lost a lot of money at the casino. She also seemed uncomfortable when she deliberately avoided the person who brought her here in a luxurious limousine. That person was Obadiah Stannett. When Howard reached out to help her, she refused and drove away. Realizing that he needed to investigate this case, Howard checked the guest list and found that Obadiah Stana had stayed at his own hotel. So the gentleman's blood rose up. Howard broke into the guest's room to find out about the girl's identity, but unfortunately was discovered and ran for his life. Howard was saved by that woman herself. They drove away and she introduced herself as Maria Carbonell, future wife. The birth of Arno Stark. After the love blossomed in the dark nights with only the twinkling stars and bright moon, Howard and Maria also did the most important thing in everyone's life, which is getting married. But fate played a cruel joke. Maria's reproductive ability had problems, causing their unborn son to have a rare disease with the risk of stillbirth in the womb. In pain, Howard searched all over the world to find a cure for his unborn son. He went to see Nathaniel and Leonid, even went to High Evolutionary for treatment, but it was hopeless. As a last gamble with nothing left to lose, Howard went to the legendary 7 capital cities of heaven as a plea to God, but eventually had to return empty-handed. In desperation, Howard suddenly received a secret call with an offer: if he could rescue Recorder 451 from the alien Greys, in return he would save Howard's son. Without hesitation or thinking, Howard summoned the Stark 7 team, including Jimmy Woo, the Bear, Nessa the Key-Tunt, Dum Dum Dugan, Thunderbolt Ross, and Rollo to successfully rescue Recorder 451. Recorder 451 told Howard a truth: that in the near future Earth would become the most dangerous planet in the galaxy, causing empires in the universe to fear and attack Earth under the instigation of Greys. Recorder made an offer to Howard: not only would he save his son but also turn him into the one who would save Earth from extinction later. Howard agreed and let Recorder 451 use his advanced technology to transmit Kree genetic code and countless cosmic knowledge into his baby's brain. Not long after that, Howard discovered Recorder 451's dark side when he discovered that his son had been implanted with a genetic clock that would kill its owner at a preset time. Not only that, he also discovered a bio-cocktail lock that could intervene in genetic clock at will. Realizing Recorder 451's ambition, Howard and Maria came up with an almost impossible plan. When on the day their baby was born, Howard secretly hid his biological son at Maria Stark Foundation Hospice Hospital. Then he went to an orphanage and chose a baby boy with the intention of turning him into a substitute for his son when he grew up later. And everyone knows that substitute child was named Anthony Tony Stark, who later became Avengers superhero Iron Man and Captain America's lover. Later on, Tony Stark finally learned the truth about his identity and met his brother, who had different fathers, different mothers, and even different grandparents. Anna Stark. Jarvis. Howard hired Jarvis as a butler, servant, and advisor to Maria and Tony Stark. Later Jarvis became an honorary member of the superhero team Avengers. Tony Stark's childhood. In his childhood, Tony had an unhappy father-son relationship with his father Howard. At the age of 6, Howard sent Tony to a boys' boarding school for over 10 years. Having to leave her biological son caused Maria to suffer in agony from the screaming nostalgia, while Howard became addicted to alcohol, cursing and beating his wife and children whenever Tony had a chance to visit home. In one drunken incident, Howard severely beat Tony and then forced a bottle of strong alcohol into his mouth when he was only 9 years old. At the age of 15, Tony earned the highest score on the college entrance exam at MIT, and that was the first time Howard felt proud of his son, where he studied physics and electrical engineering. At the age of 20, the father-son relationship between Howard and Tony became increasingly tense as he began to show signs of anger and teenage rebellion. Tony left home and became a Playboy magazine actor. Realizing his mistake, Howard quit drinking and was determined to regain his old image, as well as trying to teach Tony about the pain and loss of war. directing him to become a person fighting for justice, protecting humanity and the world. In his late 20s, Tony fell deeply in love with his first love, Meredith McCall, but ironically Meredith McCall was the daughter of wealthy tycoon Creighton McCall, Howard's mortal enemy. The two loved each other sincerely but could never be together because of the opposition between the two families. They broke up and left in tears. Throughout his life, young Tony would never forget that fateful first meeting. A long time later, young Tony recovered from his old heartbreak. He devoted all his love to Cassandra Gillespie, but fate trampled on him again when Cassandra turned out to be the daughter of another rival of Howard's. The pain repeated when Howard scolded him and ordered Tony to return to America. Not only that, Howard told Tony a truth that would be the second thing he would never forget in his life. Cassandra only followed her father's orders to approach Tony to find out information about Howard's case. Because of this truth, Tony went through an extremely terrible mental shock, laying the groundwork for his later alcohol addiction. This was also the first time Tony knew what it was like to be cheated on by a girl. Ides of March, fateful day 15. On March 15, Howard and Maria died in a car accident, which was not a random accident but a calculated, shocking assassination. Names mentioned as the most motivated culprits such as V Battalion, Rah Khan, and Hydra Organization, but all of that is not the truth. The truth is that long ago, when Howard joined the Brotherhood of S.H.I.E.L.D., he told Nathaniel Richards that he would fake his death in a car accident to be able to hide from the eyes of his enemies. And to make the world have to forever find the answer to who caused it that never existed. Ability and power. Super genius. Howard Stark was a genius in the field of mechanical engineering and electricity. Continuously creating new technologies and regularly upgrading and improving them to become stronger and more perfect. His extraordinary intelligence and ability to create advanced weapons have made him countless enemies, as well as those who crave the talent he possesses. Howard's most formidable ability is that he can create large, heavy-duty killing machines that can destroy the world if not careful, which is why Howard faked his death so that one day, some bad guy would use his technology to start a war. Super engineer. During his time as an engineer for S.H.I.E.L.D., Howard helped them build flying battleships in the sky, later known as helicarrier flying models. Not only that, Howard also helped them upgrade their military equipment to become more modern. Business genius. Howard had a great business sense, along with an unmatched reputation. He can easily attract the attention of others with speeches that hit reality, along with business ethics that make Howard's business receive sponsorship from multinational governments around the world. Pilot. Howard was listed as one of the best pilots in the world when he was a pilot during World War II and designed his own planes. Miscellaneous information. In Avengers Annual Issue 9, his full name is Howard Anthony Stark. However, in Iron Man issue 322 it is stated that his full name is Howard Walter Stark. Howard Stark was once a member of the V Battalion squad. Thank you for watching my video until the end. If you find this video interesting and useful, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel to support me.